Hello, and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video with me, Elven Dragon. So, last episode we went and built up a small little cactus farm and put in a nice little pond over here in the basement of our house. And I'm really liking how this has turned out. Our little cactus farm here is doing really well. We've got about 4 stacks of cactus already. And all in all, I'm quite happy with how this has been progressing. Now, as you can see, we did go and decorate up the floor. Still waiting for the copper to oxidize over around the cactus farm. But I really like this area here around our pond with the mossy cobble, the bricks, and the 2 different types of moss. And today, well, we've got 2 more walls here. And I've got an idea of what I want to do for one of them. Now, a little bit ago, we ended up finding a sniffer egg out in one of the Warm Ocean ruins somewhat near the island. And I was originally thinking, yeah, let's go put it out somewhere on the island. That way it's not down here in our little basement here. But I was thinking, we don't really have any good places to put a sniffer up on top of the island, especially not with one area being mostly, of course, dirt and gravel. So the scrublands isn't a good place for us to put a sniffer. And the forest is way too overgrown for us to put a sniffer unless we put in a small little clearing. And I feel like that is probably going to be a pain to do. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the wall over here. Now on the wall that has our waterfall for our pond, I just got the one little slit here. That's because that's more of a marker for me if I want to put something over here later. Because everything on the right side of that here, going all the way to the corner where we turn off to go to our mine, that whole section we don't have very much space because we have the staircase going down to the mines. So we only have the 3 blocks there, well, 4 blocks there that correspond to actual space that we could build something in. So we might put a small little farm there. I don't know. Have to wait and see what we can do. But over on the back wall here that has our iron farm here, this space here, we could easily do something here. So I've already started kind of digging out of space. So right now, this is just the same size as our iron farm. And yes, while we were digging stuff out, we had some gravel fall down, and one of our villagers is now down here. So we need to bring him back up the stairs at some point. We'll be mostly safe down here. So what I'm thinking for this is, again, we've just got this little area. So this is a 6x4 so far. Well, technically 5. Oh, look at that, another villager. We really need to not put villagers on gravel. Oh, well, it looks like these 2 might be the only ones. I should have a boat somewhere. Let's go put these guys in a boat so that they're actually somewhat safe. I did manage to seal up the main part of our area here because we had a hole in the ceiling because of where a creeper had blown up a long time ago. So patch that. We still need to decorate that room though, so we'll figure something out for that a bit later. We're just gonna put that there because when we mine these out, this guy's gonna want to run over there to get bed because that's closest to the bed. There we go. Now we can just kind of fill a lot of this in, and we'll fix some of the groundwork on top here later, and also deal with this all again once we actually go and put in the ceiling. But that is a later problem because I have no idea what we're going to do for the roof. So right now we've got 6x4. I think that's probably good for 1 sniffer. So what we're going to do for our undergrowth here and doing our floor is I've got some moss and pale moss. So what I think we're going to do, this is a lot smaller than I was originally thinking. The idea will still work. So we're just going to do that. We've got 12 pieces of bone meal. We do a little bit of that. We could probably flood this area if we wanted to. That would be probably a lot more efficient. But what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of mix the 2 together here. Put in a few pieces of grass. That'll help us do some mixing here as well. And go from there. So I think that should pretty much get all this ready for us to actually get our sniffer in here. So while we wait for it to hatch, I'm gonna work a bit on the walls and get the front here set up. Probably just gonna do fences. I don't think we really need to completely enclose these guys. And that way we can easily get in and out if we want to, go put in another egg if we somehow manage to find one. I doubt it. There's not a whole bunch of warm ocean around here. But if we find one, we can put another one in. But I think we're ready. So I'm gonna go grab the egg, and while I wait for that to hatch, go and put in the walls. And I will be back once we have an actual sniffer in here. Apparently it doesn't work on pale moss, giving it the hatching stuff. Interesting. Oh well, I'll be back once we actually have a sniffer in here and some walls done up. Alright, so I forgot that sniffers take a lot less time to hatch on moss than I thought. So we got the wall in. Our sniffer has hatched, but we haven't quite transformed all of it. As you can see, I've decided to go with concrete for this. So we just need to quickly transform all of this into concrete here. There we go. Decided to go with kind of a little kind of mural sort of thing. Got a little glowstone sun here. Might put in some little kind of fake trees here. Just probably put in some brown concrete. Or probably even just put in some oak logs and put a handful of leaves around there. We'll see. I haven't quite decided. This is at least a start. Now, one thing I completely forgot we need to do for this is we need a collection system. Because once this little guy grows up and starts digging up seeds, we want to be able to actually get those. And, well, I don't want to have to run in here every time I want to grab more seeds. So what I'm thinking is we're just going to set up a simple minecart track with a hopper. I didn't check to see if these guys could pluck from mud, And after everything we went through with this, and now that we actually have Sniffer in here, I don't want to try and find out. Plus, that'd be a lot of iron just for the hoppers that'd take to do that. So, what we're going to do is, I think we're going to grab some rails. Let's see, we got a few here. We got a hopper. And I think one dropper might actually be enough. All we need is chest, since this isn't going to produce a ton of stuff. And we should just be able to go down here. Looks like we're going to need another dropper here. Put in a rail system right through here, and hopefully that should work. So I'm going to go get that set up. Get everything wired up. I think we should just be able to put a activator rail. You know what? Let's move this over a block. That way we can put the activator rail here and put the activator rail here. Run that into power and go from there. So I've got a bit of setup to do, and hopefully this shouldn't take too long to get ready. All right, so there we go. Our little minecart track is all set up. So once this little guy grows up, we should start collecting stuff. I have gone and tested this. So if we go and we toss those out there, eventually you'll see the minecart pick those up. And then eventually, see them start filling up in here. There we go, there's one. And it'll eventually pick everything up. Since these guys don't find seeds all that often, this should be fine for what we need, because by the time it finds another seed, the minecart will come back around and everything will be in the chest. So now all that remains is basically just wait. And we should start getting torch flowers and pitcher pods. And also move these guys back upstairs. But I think that just about finishes up the decoration down here. We still have some stuff to do over in the little iron farm room here. And figure out what we're going to do for the floor. Probably quartz. I did end up going with quartz with some pale oak trap doors on it for the entryway there. And for this section here, what I think I might do is this may end up being more like this wall here, where we've got the deep slate tiles and the copper. And we might just leave this until we figure out what we're doing with it. Probably do similar decoration. So we can do that there, and then good, that's not gonna fall. Did end up doing something right when I dug this out. So we'll kind of do the same thing that we did on the other side of the waterfall over here. So let's start with our deep slate tiles going around like that, kind of, maybe? That does kind of limit what we can put over here, so maybe we'll do something different. I do like the deep slate tile pillars there, though. We'll have to play around with it. Again, we don't have to do this anytime soon. Hopefully we don't drop any more villagers down here, though. With that, I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you want to see more of what is going on this island and me apparently falling into my various space farms around here. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you want to see more of what is going on this island and in the rest of this world. And I will catch you all in the next one. Bye!